Hi guys, this video is about the Peren Nomad family. We're going to try and find the exact location of their farm, find a Gaubandi village. According to Siobhan, that's the name of it. Who really owns the land? There is no video of Peren going to or driving away from the farm. They still provided us with many hints as to where the farms is. Mountains don't lie. Scammers definitely do. The mountains on the right, we can see five or six of them. This group of mountains I call the mountain cluster. It looks like we're pretty close to them. We can see features of the mountains. The cluster mountains here on the map are within this circle. They are all over 2,600 meters, and the arrows indicate where the road goes between the mountains, turning right to go to Lordigan. By height, the cluster mountains show that the farm is about a third of the way to the Lordigan Mountains, which is before Lordigan. Another hint. We are on the western edge of the village. There are buildings in front, but beyond that, we can see the trees and the mountains. There is an empty, half empty block across the road, and the mountain cluster with the snow on it is to the left. Here we have the small yellow building across the road and open fields to the north, which also help us locate the land. The shadow points in the direction of north because we are in the northern hemisphere. Here, there's a mountain indicated with a blue arrow, and next to that, we have a dip indicated with the yellow arrow, and the mountain cluster are on the right. These three things together are only found in one place. Pereno have given us some clues. It's an abandoned village. There are no cars or traffic. Orientation of the block is east to west where the gate is. There's a half empty block across the road, and the size of the mountain cluster is quite close. They were unaware that the dip is a big hint for me. It tells me that this place is east of the main road to Lordigan, and the open field to the north has a large concrete building in it. The shape of the block has a boxed in corner. It's different to all the other blocks, and there's a small building across the road which sticks out from the other buildings. The building ahead on the left is not painted. This was when they first went there, and we can see the dip in the distance. Siobhan only came with the sheep the last 40 metres. Did he would take them into the fields? Probably not. Who painted that building? Wasn't painted before. Is Murdy staring at the neighbour? It certainly looks like it. Maybe another YouTube nomad. Why build a huge house on a farm when the farm has no animals apart from a few goats or crops? Just an excuse to build more and put out more building videos? Definitely looks that way. It does look like they are in the same area Babbitt's farm is. Having a small vegetable garden on parents' property doesn't make it a farm. Puzzles solved. I found it. It is the same property. Looks like abandoned nomad land. There is no traffic. There are no businesses here. There is no shop. There is no mechanic. We can see cars on the left picture, which is Lordigan. There are many of them. On the right, for the entire area, there is only one car, and it's nowhere near Peren's property. The back right corner shows this block fills in gaps. There are the correct buildings across the road. They built new toilets, which are near the gate, which we don't see. The shadows of the metal frame indicates it's the same block marked with the white arrow. It is abandoned nomad land. The property here is a distinct shape. It wasn't filled in until recently. The two shorter fences built to enclose the land blocks off a row of fruit trees on the left-hand side. That was open for people to walk in there. Using Google Earth, you can see that this fence is recent and those fruit trees have been there for a long time. Every block is a different shape, which indicates built by the nomads. Gaubandi can't be found on any map in Iran. Surprised? Not me. They're playing the same game that they played with Desir. Desir doesn't exist either. Babik and Massoud both lost that game. This is nomad agricultural land, part of the 59% of land set aside for nomad use only. These structures are illegal builds on government nomad land. No one has deeds for the land on government land. Gaubandi, another place in Iran, is 1,000 kilometers south-southeast, so it can't be that. The village they are in doesn't have a name. This proves more lives from Sivan. The green arrow showed a dairy that had its label removed in the last month. Getting a shepherd to drive out here to shepherd goats without paying him a decent wage may have proven to be a factor in taking the goats to Sadasht Valley. Here's a fun fact. I found them, so can the Iranian government if they want to talk to them. That's good to know. All this land is available to graze on because it's nomad land. Problem is, they're not nomads. There is no reason to take the goats to Sadasht Valley except to save driving time. Here, driving from the unnamed village to Sadashti Lordigan, 27 minutes or 35, depending on the time of day. Peren Farm to Lordigan roundabout. This is a roundabout on the right hand side. This photo has not been taken from the main road. This is a side street. It is a 10-minute drive, 4.7 kilometers. This is a recent video. They blur out the mountains and some of Lordigan, which we can just see on the right hand side. That is northwest from here. The following picture explains why Babik from Par has visited Peren so often. It was suspicious that they saw each other so frequently. This was another hint. Par to Peren by car, 300 meters. 1 minute. It takes longer to start the car and get the kids into the car and the wife and out of the car, then drive there. Did Pa or Peren pay for the land? No. I have established the village has no name. Therefore, the government does not recognize it as a village. This is a cluster group of nomad building. Anyone who takes ownership of the land and abandoned buildings owns nothing. They can improve the buildings to live in, but they cannot sell anything. They have no deeds. Real nomads build stone buildings, live there for a time, and move on to better pastures. Others arrive and occupy the building, do maintenance until they move on. They put soil on the roof, they roll the roof. Here's an example of old nomad homes. They are lived in. People do the maintenance. They repair the roofs with soil. They may even fix up and replace some of the wood. No one owns it. If the government chooses to destroy the buildings because YouTubers are denigrating Iran's reputation, they have the legal right. The green arrow indicates the property building next to Babbitt's farm. Now that Peren have put its second story on and we're on the roof, we can see it quite easily from here. This building, the tall one, is the one that we just saw from Peren's farm. This is Babbitt's farm, only 300 meters away from Peren's farm. Did Pa or Sharon or Peren pay for land? No. Babbitt has never paid for land before. Peren has never paid for land before. They are villagers pretending they are nomads. None of them are. Everything they do is a lie. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Have a good one.